Thank you.
Are they coming right in, or are we going to take a little break? Oh, they're coming right in? Okay. I just saw Opie, like, run out.
I was just getting this in my ear going, Ozzy has to, they're in the lobby waiting. I'm like, but I don't want to, because I know this
I saw what looked like a full-blown anxiety attack on the part of Jimmy, on Jimmy's face.
Which seat do you want Ozzy to sit?
You sit here and the producer.
Of course he wants Ozzy Osbourne right next to him.
I don't mind using next to him either.
Right next to him. He loves
because the record's coming out today.
What happened? Oh, look at him.
Fucking Roland.
He's Roland. Roland. Let's get, look at Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne. How you doing, Ozzy? Take a seat, my friend.
Hello.
Hi, guys. What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Take a seat.
How are you?
You've lost so much weight.
Yeah, Jimmy lost a lot of weight.
Just going to the gym. Just going to the gym and eating better. That's it.
What did you cut out?
I just cut out eating late at night and just awful food that I was eating, and on the road it's hard. Because I eat a lot of crap on the road. So we're on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Pop the old headphones on. Talk about the new album. Oh, my God.
It's doing really well around the world.
Yeah, it's easy. You tweeted yesterday that it was #1 in Germany, right?
Yes. And now today it's #1 in USA, UK, Greece, everywhere.
Oh, really? So you guys are obviously
on
really...
iTunes.
So you're really thrilled with the fact that it's doing well.
Oh, absolutely.
Were you surprised by how it sounded when you finished with it? How did you finally hear the finished product?
Well, I got the mixes every day. We'd take when we were doing it. We'd take a rough mix at home. So that was all I was used to. And I was kind of thinking, well, it's okay, I suppose. But then when I heard the finished master, blew me away. It was so good, well done.
Did you think it was going to do this well, this fast?
No, not at all.
I mean, when you're in the middle of it, you don't realise how what you're doing. You just do it naturally. I mean, if it's #1 now around the world, it's the first #1 we ever had, both solo and together.
Well, the fact is too, it's also the fact that you're doing with iTunes and you did CSI and you're doing all of this kind of like mainstream stuff. That's a treatment that Sabbath never got.
Well, it's kind of weird when we were together. We never had one good review of anything anybody said we were going to last. But all of a sudden people are going, they're saying positive things, which I don't really feel comfortable with because we were always a people's band, But now it's what you got to do because there's no records anymore, and you got to do you got to be on chat lines and whatever.
This sounds like old Sabbath. This you definitely went back.
Rick Rubin had a plan. He would stop him on with the he'd say, "We'll Sabbath if we get together, and if they do, I want to be the producer." And so it took us back to the first album, and after I remember all going, why's she going out the first album more than like 19 albums each?
Wow.
So you got to go back and kind of unlearn all the stuff you've learned in the 35 years, and it's like lyrically the album is brilliant, and I know Geezer, you're responsible for a lot of that. Is it kind of hard to address stuff that you addressed when you were 20 or 25 and address it now in kind of the same vein or with the same emotion?
No, because it's different. It's there's still the same old crap going on in the world, so there's still loads of things that you can sing about.
Well, pedophilia you address in the Catholic Church scandal, which I thought you guys addressed really nicely and pretty aggressively. Yeah,
I mean, Ozzy came up with the line, "Dear Father," and at first it was the quote from Jesus, "They know not what they do." So I didn't want to use that since Jesus had already said it.
Yeah. Probably if it's been quoted a few times, you don't want to rip him off.
So I thought, well, what could I do? Dear Father, I didn't want it to do it about your dad or anything. So I just thought, well, Father, it's Catholic priest. And that was all going on at the time when I was writing the lyrics. And so I thought, since they've been having a go at us since we started, let's have a go back at them.
Oh yeah, I guess it's got to feel good after all these years of hearing them criticize what you do and what you stand for. Like, and look what was going on.
Yeah, because they never really listened to the lyrics anyway of Sabbath, and they've always condemned metal, any metal thing, saying satanic and all that crap. And meanwhile, they're fiddling about with little kids, So it was our turn to show the real hypocrites and the real evil people are in the world.
And how's Tony? I mean, I know he's resting up in England and getting ready to tour. Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's responding well to his treatment. So.
And is the tour going to happen as scheduled? Do you guys still think you're going to be going out and doing?
Hopefully. I mean, it's like we contact him on a regular basis. And he sounds great when I text him on that.
What was the schedule like when you were recording? Because again, he's going through chemo and treatments, and he's doing an album. So how did you balance that?
We were doing like about 4 or 5 weeks on, and then he'd have his treatment and have to rest for about a month, and then go back in and do it again, which is the same thing that we're doing for the tour. He'll be we'll be touring for about 6 to 8 weeks at a time, and then he goes back and has his treatment.
And you're uncomfortable with almost the positive press and with the good reviews and the stuff like that? It's kind of difficult to get used to that, right?
I haven't really read any reviews yet, so...
Well, I mean, Rolling Stone is being nice about it, and it's like all these outlets that typically didn't give you guys what you deserved are now being nice.
Well, I suppose you start, you know, when they slagged us, they didn't think we were going to last.
Yeah, you were around long enough, they're like, all right, we love these guys.
It's kind of like that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how to take it, because it's like when the media and that start liking us, I think, oh, well, they missed us the first time around. But then again, I was just talking to Howard Stern, and in 1968, we had no idea it was going to last 5 years. I mean, 45 years.
Jesus.
It's unbelievable.
Really
the last studio album was 35 years ago.
Last studio album, that long ago.
Yeah, what was because I don't remember that. Like, I was, I became a Sabbath fan when I was about 12 or 13, and, that was 1980 or 81. So this is the first time I've ever experienced this, and the anticipation for this album, it was like, there's no way it could have lived up to what I wanted. And I really mean it. It's fucking so much better than I had hoped it would be. I can't believe how fucking much I love this record. I mean, I hope you guys understand how great it is.
You're just looking at each gushing.
You're
whoever gushing, Jimmy.
I'm just being a gushing sissy fanboy.
Who are you going to blow first?
Holy shit. Well, Geezer just volunteered Ozzy, so I guess Ozzy.
Well, what was the question?
I really wasn't. I was just saying I kind of hope you guys...
No question there.
No question.
That was a rhetorical ass-kissing you just got.
I was just basically saying...
That was a good ass-lapping.
Do you know how good the record is? Because when you're close to something...
When you're doing it, you don't realise, it's you like it, you love it, but then we weren't used to having all this attention, We used to put albums out and go on the road,
Well, the CSI thing was interesting, too, because that's such a mainstream show, and it's very rare that I ever got to see my band on a show like that, because I loved you guys and I loved Kiss, and there was never that mainstream treatment in the 70s.
But there's no outlet anymore. There's no music television. There's no MTV. Just the fucking channels with games and things. There's no... Unless you watch that metal show on VH1, which is like 4 o'clock in the morning or something.
So do you think that... so records aren't making what they used to make. I mean, obviously the money mostly comes from touring as opposed to the albums.
I don't really ask my wife that question.
Because they're saying, like, a lot of bands complain that they can't make money doing the albums anymore. And
it's like... They download for free, and pretty soon it's going to be... you can't make anything. It's going to cost you money to make records.
Has the technology and stuff and iTunes and the availability and grabbing one song here and one song there helped you guys or hurt you guys, do you think? Do you think it's exposed you to more people, or has it hurt you?
I think it's instant now. It's like I was saying last night, you can look up iTunes now, and I was just looking to see what new stuff was coming out this week, and I noticed that the Sabbath album is #1, so it's like, oh God, you forget that it's that instant. So I understand like that people want something, but they want it now, and everything's instant now. So that it's like instead of having to go down to your record shop,
right? Yeah,
which is gone.
But there's something sad about that, because when you used to do vinyl albums, you'd have a great artwork on the albums.
Right, yeah,
there's something to read, and you got excited for the release date. And
something to clean your weed on.
Yeah. Fucking missiles.
You can wing it across the room. There's a little bit of everything with those album
Your
covers.
pizza box.
Something to shoot at.
But that is, you do miss that. It's like the smell of a new record and the big booklets that would come with them and all that stuff now is just like a little digital picture, and it's not quite the same.
And the vinyl thing's become a collector's only kind of a thing.
Also, journeying outside the house. You had to go to the store.
You can stay in your house now and have everything delivered.
You don't have to leave ever. It's amazing.
I like that idea a bit. You know?
I kind of like that part myself, too. Yeah. I don't go out
on the
much.
couch, put your fucking Netflix on and
you just
pizza and fucking...
popping everything really instantly available right there to your house.
Do you not think we're all living too fast?
It is a little bit. I mean, there are times where you should probably go out, maybe meet people face to face.
Get some air.
Yeah, get a little air.
Something.
I don't know. It just seems like now, we were talking about like Facebook and Twitter and how you meet people, and especially relationships with girls and things like that when you want to go out. You used to have to look a girl in the face and ask her, hey, you want to go out or you want to do that. Now, you wind up seeing each other's fucking pussy and tits and dick and everything else before you go out.
I want to have a look at that one.
Pussy and tits and dick, that's one girl.
That happens with more chicks.
Jesus. It's just that the whole the dance has been just compressed into this
so you can lie
tiny...
also, you can also lie on this.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I'm 21 and she's fucking 85 years old.
People do that too. They send out photos that aren't them.
Yeah.
I know, because I do it.
Yes, of course you do, Jim.
Have you seen them?
I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's better or worse in any way. I just think it's different. History will...
It's fucking easy to wake up next to an 85-year-old.
History will always, things will change over time. I mean, this is just something else.
Can't send you a message. My fingers are too sticky.
Who are you talking to there? Sticky fingers.
It's weird. I've gone through entire relationships on the phone, like just text messaging and pictures, and then you never wind up meeting the person. It's really weird how you don't have to go out and talk to people.
There's a beginning, a middle, and an end of this pseudo relationship, and you never meet. It's the oddest thing, and then after a while you realize, I haven't even fucking messaged them in weeks. Oh, I guess that's over. It's like, what over? It never was. It's an odd thing. It really is.
That thing on the TV when they set people up and they go, they got a sex thing, and a guy goes, "You know who I am."
Oh, would they have you go to the house and he shows up?
Yeah.
Have I seen it? I've been on it. Yes, of course.
But it's pretty weird that people,
Yeah.
There was one guy when he took all his clothes off, and the guy goes, he's sitting there naked. He goes, "Well, what do you do?" He says, "I'm a rabbi."
Yeah, that was
To Catch a Predator.
To Catch a Predator. Yeah.
Craziest show ever.
Yeah, we actually there was a guy there, and he said to what was his name?
Chris Hansen.
He goes, "Oh yeah, I saw you on the Opie and Anthony show." It's like, oh great, there's one of ours.
They got one of our fans.
One of our fans getting cuffed out on the lawn, crying, trying not to look into the camera.
That was a highlight for us, huh?
It certainly was. Hey, better him than me.
Do you get concerned with privacy and stuff like that? Because now everything is savable, like with digital technology. Every text you save, every message, it's all
every move
savable.
You make.
And it's like, I don't know how I feel about that, whether it's good or bad. But
regardless how you feel, it's happening. Just ask the NSA.
It absolutely is. If the government's been watching
I must
me,
be honest, I don't know how to work a computer very well.
Yeah.
Two things about it.
You're not...
But I can't remember that. My son sits down and says, if you want to get this, press this button. I'm still pressing fucking buttons and nothing happens.
Trying to find something.
I press a button, the screen fucking wipes out.
You must be a wizard.
That curly thing, that's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, the thing that says it's doing something. It's doing something.
It's working!
It's working.
I've had 15 years and he's fucking working.
Hey, how's Jack doing?
He's doing great.
He's doing great.
absolutely great.
We love him, man.
He's a good
He's only
guy.
done our show once, but he's a solid human being.
He's
Yeah.
very cool.
It's something we call like grew up. We watched your kids grow
Right.
up on television.
Wow.
It's the weirdest thing,
looking
man.
at, Jack's just given us a daughter, Pearl. She's
Crazy.
It seemed like yesterday it was in a field in my house.
He's a little kid on the show.
It's
Are you a
fun.
good
Yeah,
grandfather? You a good
What?
grandfather, Oz?
I love her. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got grandchildren from other kids.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
93.
I was a little off on that one.
Just a couple of years.
Off a couple decades. No, I do
I've been a
that.
busy boy.
Yeah, you certainly have.
I guess the new one, I should have said.
You know, I was just shouting the other day. I was just shouting, Sharon, would you like to be able to have another kid? She goes, no fucking way.
You're done. No
Oh,
more.
we're done. We're done it a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Wow.
Do you ever, because you're more private, like you see Ozzy's life has been so public for all these years. Did that kind of make you want to be more public and kind of
No.
Wow, that was definitive.
The least public person on earth. I don't use the phone, don't use anything.
Oh, really?
Go home and that's it. You never see me. So
That's it, huh?
You're not online or anything, Geezer?
I'm online, but
Barely?
only about 3 people
Right.
know the address.
Yeah, so you're not a big, you don't enjoy like the Twitter or the texting or anything. You kind of just keep it to
No, I have people to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent you an email, actually.
I thought it was you. Yeah, about Hasselhoff.
No.
Jimmy's like, no, that's not me.
No, we all took last time I saw you guys like 2 weeks ago. We all took a picture, and you said to your assistant, "You never send me the pictures to your assistant."
Oh,
so
yeah, she sent it to me.
Oh, thank God. Okay. 'Cause I should have just lied and said, "Oh yeah."
To me, you twat.
That sounds like an instant delete. Fucking Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Click.
Who is this creep between? I wanted a picture of me and Ozzy, not this fucking troll. I'm just ruining the photo. Do you guys watch that metal show? Do you watch that?
Now and again, when I
Occasionally,
when
always
I went on a reason to go to sleep, I watch it.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
I
goes Eddie Trunk.
Hokey, to be honest. With you.
Oh,
Here
okay.
goes Eddie Trunk.
Oh yeah, the Florentine.
Florentine.
So what happens? I'm seeing you guys tonight at the town hall. We're doing that thing down in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we're talking on to a large audience, and we're gonna have Tony will be on remote, and Brad Wilkes and Jack, and Brad was a great choice for drums, and I know you guys had to pick somebody. You can't have an album without a drummer. And what was the final point that said this is the guy for us, as opposed to other guys that you've been
But
working
we
with?
had 2 weeks before to go in the studio and record, and then we didn't have anybody. So it was Rick's idea to bring in Brad. We tried a few other drummers, and they didn't work out. And Rick just said, "Try Brad. He's going to work out." And we tried him. We did about 2 weeks rehearsals with him, and after about a week, everything fell into place, and we went, "Yeah, this is the right choice."
Was there a time where you thought he might not be the guy? Like, was there a time where it was a little...
first few days, it was like really strange, especially after being with Bill for hundreds of years.
Right.
And it was just weird playing with a different drummer that you've never played with before. And then, but
Originally it was going to be Tommy, but Rick didn't want to use Tommy much more.
Rick Rubin gave him a few pointers, and Brad sort of got it, and we got into the groove of everything that we were doing, and it went from there. It turned out really well.
Yeah, it seems it's like to go back, and I was amazed you were able to grab, like anyone who's an old Sabbath fan will love this, because I was amazed you were able to get that sound, like legitimately get the sound of like the first couple of albums. And
That was Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin was hell bent. I didn't know what he was talking about for a long time.
Probably likewise, Ozzy.
From the first album.
Yeah.
We kept. Man, I just listened to the first album, and it was like, what the fuck's he on about? And then it kind of clicked, because we were originally we were a jazz blues band, and we'd been doing the songs on the first album live, so it was like a bit of an overflow from the blues stuff, and the feel he was looking for.
To be able to listen to old tracks like that and know what needs to be put on the guitar, what needs to be put on the bass and whatnot to get that old sound is really That's a talent, man.
Rick Rubin for years.
Yeah.
Every time I run into him, he would say, "If you do a Sabbath album, count me in. I want to produce." So he said, okay, he didn't come straight in fresh. He'd been working in his mind.
Right. So he knew.
You know, it was very interesting.
It sounds like old Sabbath, but it doesn't sound dated at all. It's that's a talent to be able to do something like that.
But it basically got us back to playing live in the studio instead of like putting tons of overdubs and keyboards and effects and everything else on. That we got into this habit in the late 70s of just layering everything, just going over the top in the studio. 'Cause we were producing ourselves, and the more dope we were doing, the more.
Wait, were you guys doing drugs in the 70s?
Let me think. No. We're going to church.
Tylenol.
Yeah, that's about it.
Advil was good there.
There's a documentary that's being shown tonight, a 25-minute documentary, and you said something interesting in it about back in those, like, you know, a lot of times you have to sing the chorus more than once. And back in those days, or for a while, you'd sing it once, and then the computer would bounce it off something.
Oh, yeah.
And now you wanted to sing these.
Yeah, I sang it exactly the way I used to do in the old days.
Which was kind of just to blow it right through.
Just go through it, you know.
And did you like this more, having done it, this process, or did you kind of go like, wow, we missed the computers, or fuck, we've been missing out?
No, we never, on our first album, it was 2 4-track machines bounced onto each other, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And once you bounce it down, you couldn't take it back, so you kind of mixed as you're going along, you know. And it was just, we just went in, plugged in, played. And that's the way we thought people make records.
Why did bands stop doing that? Because every time there's a classic record, you always hear like these amazing albums. Oh, we did that in 4 hours. Like all these great works that were done. And then for some reason people fell into the computer trap and
overproduced.
A lot of it's having your home computers, because you can do anything on your laptop.
As many tracks as you need.
Yeah, and then they go into the studio, and that's the way you're supposed to do it.
You had to play it live accurately in the studio because you only had a limited number of tracks on the tape.
But
and once you bounced it down, though, now if you bounce down your bass and guitar track onto a single track, now you can't alter the difference between the bass and the guitar.
Yeah,
so you have to keep building and building and building. So you got to play pretty accurately together, as opposed to if you got a zillion tracks, now you just bam, 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 mix it later. Fix it in the mix, motherfucker.
Exactly.
We'll fix it in the mix.
Yeah. But then that process got meticulous.
Yeah, then it got overproduced.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they would take a year to fucking mix an album.
Yep.
Holy mackerel.
This time, we did it. We got back to like playing it live in the studio, and if one of us made like a big mistake, we'd have to stop and start from the top
over again.
So
Oh, really?
like, yeah. So we all had to really concentrate, and you know, we sort of knew the songs backwards by then.
A little more pressure.
And you're vocal.
Yeah,
are you vocally
pressure,
doubling yourself? Like you're singing on top of yourself again instead of just taking one track and
I'm
doubling.
still doing it, the whole thing.
So you're singing. I like that because it gives these slight differences in the voice and makes it almost like oscillate a little between the note.
You've been in a recording studio.
Yeah, a couple of times. a few times. But it's such a fuller. It's a fuller sound when you do it like that. It's not, and that's like the classic, you know, Ozzy sound too.
Yeah.
Sometimes a flaw is okay. Like there's one part in Damaged Soul where it's like in one of the, which I know I'm kind of going deep for anyone who hasn't heard the album, but it's such a fucking heavy song. And there's one point where you say soul and your voice cracks a little bit, and they left it like they left that imperfection.
Yeah. I've always liked the fact you can hear people's fingers going up the fretboard.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like a... Now it's like fucking pure sound.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to sound like that. It doesn't sound like that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I've been in the studio doing an album, and I sang it one, not on this last album, but one of my albums. And I got this track home to my house, and I'm playing it, and I go, I never fucking sang it like that. and I found the producer, and I said, Michael, can I ask you a question? Is it possible to tune the voice differently? He goes, oh, yeah. Oh, did you do that on the
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I said, you fucking asshole. I mean, that can make it sound different, you know.
Yeah, it's not me. Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, wow.
So it irritated you.
If I'd have wanted to sing it that way, I'd have sang it that way. He just altered the melody.
Yeah, they could alter the pitch, and then they gate out any ambient sound that was in there. And
this was the beginning of a Pro Tool. I didn't know what Pro Tools were.
Pro Tools.
Fucking around with it in the Pro Tool.
Yeah.
Did you at one point get caught up in that, like just recording in different studios, not with each other, but I mean, as the years went on, did you kind of fall into that?
I've never really got into that kind of thing because it's not the way we started. But a lot of producers do. You know, I think that's the way you do it. That's why Rick was so good, because he took us back as if it was an analog recording.
Right. Yeah.
And the days of the drugs and all that stuff. Tony said in an interview recently, I think with BBC, that you would have them flown in on a private plane.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't get any.
I was the one that picked it up. I went down Monday to get the coke on the plane. He couldn't get back till Friday.
That's probably a bad idea. Send Ozzy for the drugs. He'll bring him back.
I'm still fucking out there now. I'm trying to do the fucking white lines on the runway.
Shit. Yeah, send the dog out for the States.
White lines on the runway.
Yeah.
Is it harder to come up with, like you said, like the lyrics and stuff? You're not talking about a lot of this, like the drugs and all that stuff that you would write about at one point. I mean, that's obviously...
Methademic, Ozzy wrote.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
What happened? You're just watching something on meth and you're like...
No, I was doing meth.
Yeah, it's called a mirror. He was watching something.
It was 2 big lines on a mirror.
Oh, shit.
Perfect answer. That was, yeah, I guess so. Why would I think that Ozzy didn't do meth? What the fuck's wrong with me?
It's Ozzy Osbourne you're talking about.
I agree. That was a dumb question. I asked this. Good thing I got it out of the way now. Not tonight.
Jimmy's so sweet. You're a sweet boy.
I
He
really
just
am.
likes thinking
He's
the
trying to
best.
be polite now. He's lost all his
He
way.
is. Yeah, yeah.
Trying to be cool.
Yeah. Who did meth in your life? Hey, what the fuck's wrong with me? It was him.
Just say no to drugs, Ozzy. All right, Jimmy, we get it.
Well, I never did meth. I never did it. I quit years ago and I never got to do it. I hear it's quite a fun one for a little while.
Oh, yeah. It's good for insomnia.
What is it?
Yeah.
What does it do to you?
I'll tell you, but I was watching that thing. Someone suggested I watch that Breaking Bad. Have you watched it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking great.
Isn't that a great show?
My son comes in, every time he comes, I'm watching some other show about drugs and people getting fucked up. Jack says to me, Dad, why is he every time I come home, he's watching programs about drugs? That's all I watch.
You just watch drug shows.
That's all I watch. Shows about smuggling and all this shit.
Breaking Bad's a good one. That is
Great.
that is a good one.
I'm looking forward to the next series, actually.
Were you more into being drug-induced up or a little down on stage?
Any fucking thing.
Anything? Like when
I
you were
would
performing,
garbage
though,
can.
did you have any
Heroin,
preference?
coke, fucking everything.
Really? So you didn't even care? Up or down?
Percocets, you know, anything beginning with a B.
Did you ever leave the stage after a show and then maybe wake up the next day and have no recollection of doing a show?
Really? That was my fucking habit, that was.
It wasn't a show, it was a decade.
How did the show go?
Fuck, the show was a whole decade.
I'd fucking do. I mean, when I discovered Seconal, that was another one.
Really?
I'd be fucking
Seconal?
face down in the bath all the fucking time.
Oh,
what does Seconal do? I never did that either.
It's barbiturate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Breads.
And it
Wow.
takes you down.
Oh, fucking done it like that. I think that's what they had over too many of them on the fucking Titanic. When you go down big time on that.
Is that good after a night of like coke binging and stuff to kind of come down?
You could say that.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I don't.
Dr. Ozzy prescribes that you should take some barbs when you...
I'm always amazed with guys that figured out the combinations. I was just a very basic, basic guy. Like,
Let's get some dummy like me to try these out. See if you come round.
Did anyone in the band get pissed at you? Like, fuck Ozzy, come on, we're trying to...
I got fired. You could say that. They'd find me fucked up at 9 o'clock in the morning. They'd go out. It wasn't very productive.
No, huh? I didn't think it would be, yeah.
Did it interfere with the recording schedule and stuff when you were back in those days?
Kind of.
Kind
Suddenly woke up, I had a new band around me.
It's hilarious, man.
Oh, man.
Well, fuck it.
Goddamn rock star, Ozzy.
I really love it. And again, everybody knows I was going to love it because I'm a Sabbath freak, but it's like, it's so nice to say it and mean it. I love this album so much.
It's nice to be a fan and then have a product come out and you're just like, wow, I'm not disappointed.
It's really heavy. I mean, the album is really fucking heavy, and it's something I would have expected in 1971. So if that was the goal, you hit the goal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. And Jim Florentine said it's a masterpiece. It's out today.
He puts on that sleeping show there, that metal show. When you got to go to sleep, you put it on. Ozzy, that should be the promo for the show. Ozzy says.
Yeah, that's our
Yeah,
pal.
we know the hosts. But,
and I know you guys have music channels to do, so I'm not going to keep you all day because I know there's other press. And I'm seeing you tonight anyway. I don't want you to think I'm interview stalking you. This was like a last day. But they're going to see me tonight and go like, "What? We just talked to you, but it's for a different thing, and I'm not trying to fucking bother you."
Of course you're not. Ozzy Giza, thanks so much for coming in, man. You guys are great. Take a quick break and be right back.